Good morning, campers. Welcome back. And things are a little different, as you might be able to tell from the interior of the truck I'm sitting in. We're not in a Freightliner at the moment. We're in a Kenworth. Specifically, a Kenworth T680 that used to be owned by Navajo Trucking. Or Navajo, I forget the technical name for Navajo, but the company Navajo that runs out of Denver. They do a lot of Rocky Mountain doubles, Turnpike doubles up in Idaho, stuff like that. But they sold this truck to an owner-operator in Denver, and that owner-operator sold that truck to a dealership, and that dealership sold it to another one because they had too many trucks and couldn't sell them all. And it wound up down here in Miami, which is where we're currently illegally parked at the moment. So this truck wound up here in Miami for a pretty good price. And it's very well taken care of. It has 775,000 miles on it, but only 16,000 engine hours because it has an APU and the previous drivers used it. So it's old, but it's not dead and it's not broken. And it gets real good fuel economy, y'all. Like, I haven't gotten to pull a trailer with it yet. We're still waiting on stuff. So I'm very excited to get it under a trailer and see what we can get, but I think I'm going to be able to get eight-ish miles per gallon out of this, which is fantastic for a truck from 2016. Especially a truck from 2016 that's not a Freightliner. Huh. But yeah, you can see we've got 10-speed manual transmission again, which is taking some getting used to. We do need a new clutch brake on this truck. The current clutch brake does not work well at all. Potentially a whole new clutch. We'll see about that. It's drivable in the state it's in, so we're not worried about that for at least a few more weeks. We just filled up the fuel tanks, so put $420 into the fuel tanks today. And the load out of Florida is only paying $700 something. So cutting it a little close, but we are paying for the fuel and we're getting a little bit of money on top of that. So that's more than I would expect for getting out of Florida. That'll set us up nicely for getting something better out of the Atlanta area tomorrow. You might be wondering, why did I buy a truck? Why would I buy a truck if I was perfectly happy at Wilson? Well, I was perfectly happy at Wilson. Then Wilson sold my fleet to Ashley Furniture, and I don't want to talk bad about a company that tried to treat me well, but there were some mistakes made with some paperwork because of when I started, because I started so soon before the whole Ashley Furniture deal. Some stuff got misplaced, some things didn't get signed right, and I wound up losing. I lost my truck. I lost Rocco, and that was a really good truck. I was really upset to lose that truck. They put me straight in. They tried their best. They put me straight into another truck. They had one sitting there waiting for me in Portland, put me right into it. We named that one Smeagol. You guys didn't get to see him at all, but we got that truck, ran it, and it had some problems, and I didn't really. We were so close to the beginning of that first lease, plus we lost a ton of money from just the amount of time that was wasted in that whole deal of the companies getting the fleet getting sold and me having to switch trucks. And I also just had some really bad luck with trailers that week, that I was getting a lot of flat tires, that sort of thing, with trailers I was picking up preloaded. And yeah, it was costing me a lot of money, and I walked away from the lease. I didn't want to also a snowplow driver at the Missoula terminal accidentally backed into my car while I was out on the road, which is not. I understand accidents happen, but that was just the icing on the cake for me being in a state where I was just like, I am so done. So I walked away. I walked away from the lease. I just got my final check from Ashley, a whopping $132, which is great because they were telling me I owed them like $1,200 for a couple weeks, and then that finally seems to have been settled out this week. And I started looking into other companies, wound up talking to a friend of mine that y'all might know, and she talked me into, well, she didn't talk me into it. She gave me advice that led me to decide to try and buy my own truck. And wound up, I tried to buy a 2016 Western Star that was available at a dealership in Billings. I believe it's still there. If you're interested in a 2016 Western Star, it has the Detroit DT12 AMT transmission, automated manual. You're just gonna park right behind that guy that's trying to back up? Good job, guy. Good job. Cars being crazy in the truck stop next to me. Again, we are illegally parked, so there's just stuff all over the place. But yeah, so tried to buy a Western Star. That was a little bit too expensive for me. That was listed at about $95,000, and I couldn't get the financing together for that. But we found this truck, this T680, in very similar condition. It does have a manual transmission, which is not thrilled with the manual transmission, but we can make it work. And it's got the MX13 engine, which honestly the MX13s tend to last a little longer if they're taken care of well. DD15s are a lot easier to get fixed. MX13s are a lot more likely to last a long time. So it's kind of you know, a few trade-offs there. DD15s, you tend to need a rebuild before you hit 1 million miles, but it's easy to get done. Whereas the MX13s, yeah, sure, you'll hit 1 million miles with that, but finding the shop is going to be a little bit of a pain. Though we do have two Paccar dealerships in Missoula, so I should be okay for getting services done. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't gotten back up there yet. We're sitting in Miami still. I bought the truck day before yesterday. Spent all day yesterday waiting to get my last permit in. Got that yesterday at like 5 p.m., so it was too late to get anything. Tried to book a load, and it's just been sitting here waiting for information for 18 hours now. We finally got confirmation that, yes, I've got the load. I have booked the load. It's mine. That happened about 9 o'clock this morning. And then ever since then, I've just been waiting for, because they don't want me to bobtail into this customer. It's JB Hunt is the ones we are getting this load from. And they apparently don't like people bobtailing into their customers. So JB Hunt has to tell me where to find one of their empty trailers, and they haven't yet. They're just not answering anything. No calls, no emails, nothing. So I've got my own support team is working on that. I am leased onto another company. I'm not leased onto JB Hunt. JB Hunt just happens to provide cargo sometimes. Hello, you got unnecessarily close. You didn't need to do that. JB Hunt does provide cargo sometimes. Sorry, got the air horn sits in the middle now, so that's going to be in the way. JB Hunt does provide cargo sometimes, but we do not work for JB Hunt. We are going to be pulling one of their trailers tomorrow and today, so assuming they ever reply to any emails, that'll be fun. So we're trying the owner op thing. We are leased onto a company called Cloud Trucks, which is it's one of the founders of Uber started it up, and it's just kind of, you know, they take a cut off the top, 10% for their services plus 5% for insurance, since I didn't get my own. And yeah, it's 15% to them, and then the rest of the money goes to me. So we're gonna make a little over we're gonna make over $700 on this one. So I offered to run the load for one amount, and then they turned around and got me more. So they're earning their percentage on that one, so that's pretty sweet. And yeah, as soon as they actually can get JB Hunt to send me an empty trailer, we'll get on the road and we'll see what happens. So the whole deal with Cloud Trucks is I'm leased onto them. They have an app that's on my phone. I can actually show you my phone. I'm not recording on my phone. They have an app. I pick loads off the app. I go haul the loads. We're all happy. They're trying to get me a trailer. There's like a month-long wait list on a trailer right now, so we're gonna run on their power-only fleet for a little while, and that's gonna mean probably a lot of JB Hunt loads, and probably a lot of this sitting around waiting for empties. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, let's take a look at the truck outside. I want y'all to actually see this thing. He's already named. His name's Harold, after the helicopter from the Thomas the Tank Engine books and show. Harold the T680. So, we got Harold. We got cargo, hopefully. And, yeah, we're going to try and make this owner op thing work. Stay tuned, it's going to be interesting. Thank you all so much for watching. You can find me on the internet at ElioDare on Xbox Live, Steam, Nintendo Switch, etc. Twitter is the best place to get a hold of me. If you're on Twitter, you'd have seen the truck already, just saying. And of course, you can always leave comments below the videos. I'm a tiny channel still, and I do read them all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye!